Building lean muscle mass has never been easier in this time to actually go about doing it. Having a smart goal, making sure it's specific, making sure it's measurable, attainable, it's realistic, and it's got a time frame attached to it. It's gonna make the entire game easier for you to actually build the muscle mass and doing it so gradually over time. Having a smart goal helped me to do so in building lean muscle gradually over time. Back when I started over at Planet 6 years ago, making sure that goal was like real tight and it was literally simplistic as it could have been, made it smoother along the journey to actually achieve and build that muscle mass gradually. For me, it was building my arms up, building my chest up, building my shoulders up. It was a whole yards, and all of it was to really do so was just to make sure everything was as simple as it could have been. By having a goal, a plan, because without a plan, you're basically just running along the motions in whatever aspect of journey you're trying to grow in. And for me, in building lean muscle, making sure everything made sense. And the point was that I would perform a certain number of push-ups at home, or I would go to the gym and do a certain number of reps on a certain machine that would help me push me 1% closer towards my goal. So it could have been me doing 15, 20 push-ups here at the house, right, in the morning, at night, and I would do so every single day at 6 p.m. And within 6 months' time, I would come back and I would have built, say, 3 to 5 pounds of lean muscle mass over time, right? That could have been a clear goal. It was clear, it was precise, there was a time frame attached to it, and there was clear intent behind what I was gonna be doing every single day and the duration period between when I would see that result. And by writing things down instead of visualizing things in your head, I mean, for me, I learned that it worked 10 times better than actually just running the actual plan through my head, but writing it down and actually seeing it on the paper is what actually created much more of a difference in my life. Helped me to actually build a physique that I'm confident nearing today, although I'm never satisfied for achieving more optimal growth towards where I want to be. But smart goals always win, and having a smart goal is going to be the best thing anyone can actually do. And without having a smart goal attached to it, there is no plan, there is no I'm going to do this and I'm going to expect that result to actually happen in that time frame. It's having that smart goal written down. That's when you can actually see the work you're putting in daily, and you will know when the results are going to like literally shoot through the roof, because you've written it down that by this day, by June 6th, 2023, for example, this is when I'm gonna build X amount of muscles, right? I'm gonna build 2 to 3 pounds of muscle mass, whether it's in my arms, chest, whatever the case may be, but it's having a goal attached to it that makes the journey smoother. It gives you the idea that you'll have something accomplished by the time frame, then you just running through the motions and thinking that you put X amount of work in, you'll expect to see the results whenever. And by actually having something written down and made literally the process easier to actually understand and know when I was going to achieve something. And without knowing when you're going to achieve something, it's like you have no idea when to actually expect that idea or plan to actually come out the way, right? It's like you can even say going to college, right? You're going to college for what? It could be sports medicine or something. Let's just keep it at that, right? And you go there, you take a certain number of classes by whatever instructor. I mean, you obviously have to have a plan going before you go to college, right? It's the same principle. You may speak with a career counselor, academic advisor, whatever, and they have you a plan of X number of courses and classes you need to take per semester to be on your way to achieving that degree. But it's gonna be so over a 2 to 4 year period of time. So it's you doing the small increments by taking the classes and passing them, and doing it so every semester over a course of 2 to 4 years with the expectation you have a degree. Then, you get yourself into a position in the world today, whether it's in whatever environment it is. It's the same principle that applies. It's like building lean muscle. You can't just walk into the gym, do your workouts, do some cardio, and not even doubting on your nutrition, not knowing how that's gonna end up. And 2 to 3 months down the line, rather a year down the line, you may not see the changes you really wanted to see, but you may have seen some results. It's like running into the same principle. You can't just run into it blind, right? So having a plan in place, a smart plan, and making sure it's literally attainable and realistic, literally it makes the game easier to follow, because you have a plan to follow, you know when it's gonna happen, what you're gonna do to get there, and you know why you're doing it, and you know the result, and when the result is gonna come, how your physique is gonna look as of the result. Having a smart goal towards building lean muscle mass, it's never been easier. Even to this day, in anything you do, making sure there's a time barrier attached to it, making sure that it's measurable over a sustained period of time, and making sure that it's specific as well as it's realistic. And being any goal as realistic as it can be, it makes it much more simple to actually process along the journey, along the way, as you go into focusing on whatever pursuit of intention you're actually focusing in on. Same to building lean muscle. It's never been easy, although it's never been harder at the same time, but having a smart goal is gonna make it a smoother ride along the way. That's it for this video. I'm gonna catch you out.